All right. So, a friend of mine told me the other day, something I've heard a lot in my life. I was talking to her, and she goes, I don't understand men. Right? Have you heard that before? I don't understand men. And you hear it on both sides of the table, obviously. I don't understand women, I don't understand men. But I don't really think it's a fair, like, equal statement. Right? Bear with me. Because saying you don't understand men is like, I don't understand jelly beans. Like, what are those? Anyway. Well, they're round. They come in many different flavors and colors. Put them in your mouth and you eat them. They were invented by William Shrift during the American Civil War. Contain emulsifying agent lectopin, as well as various anti-foaming agents. And, come on. Oh, and the licorice ones taste like shit. That licorice jelly beans. So yeah, she was telling me this, I don't understand men, and I hear that a lot. And so I was trying to think, like, women kind of have this rite of passage that in some way, maybe, I don't know, to me, defines them. And they go through this rite of passage at an early age, which is the first time that you have your period. Okay? And I imagine that that's fucking horrible. I mean, that must be really just like, what? Is that coming out of that? So, and I think that kind of, sort of maybe defines women. I don't know. Maybe it just defines my relationships with women. That's probably a better way to put it. If you ask me what my relationships with women are like, I'd be like, well, a lot of blood and constant screaming. I fucked that one up. Just forget about it.
That was funny.
The actual joke, alright. It was lots of insanity, not screaming. But the screaming, that goes with the insanity. So. Anyway, so I wanted to find like the male counterpart to the first period. Right? And what I came up with, and I think this is, I don't know if it's exact, but the first time a man ejaculates. Alright, and this is something that women don't really know about. I mean, maybe some of them know, kind of, but they don't understand like the full process. Because that's the scariest fucking thing in the world when that happens. Like, I didn't know what that shit was. You knew what blood was. I mean, it was really unpleasant when it was coming at you. Like, you didn't know what that was. What is happening? So, alright, so let's start at the beginning. Now we have to start at the beginning. This is the whole process. So, when you're a little boy, when you're like 6 or 7, maybe, you get your first boner. Alright, and that's awesome. Alright, that's, because you're already really excited about your penis. It's like a little cat toy that's just always on you. You're like in the park, nothing's going on. It's like, really excited. I don't know why I'm doing that in the park naked, but I wear a childhood. So when it gets like really big for the first time, you're like, oh sweet! Transformers! And you get really excited. You'll start like having sword fights with people in the supermarket and shit. It's great. And then, but here's the thing. There's no, finishing point to that. You don't come for like 2 or 3 years. You just get boners rampantly. So what goes on then is you just go around fucking everything. Okay? Like, just furniture, the floor, the wall, windows, like anything that just has, anything that is solid, basically. You fuck. I fucked trees. I fucked a shitload of trees. Because, let me explain. My parents were like really outdoorsy people. So, Well, I know when you guys go on vacation, most American families go to the beach and you sit on the beach and you do your beach thing. I don't know what the hell that is, because I didn't do that. My parents would make us go to the mountains, stay in a cabin, wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning, climb a mountain, and then fall asleep when you get back down and do it all over again for like 3 weeks. Which was really in conflict with what I wanted to be doing, which was fucking things. I would walk up a mountain and my parents would, you know, go a little bit ahead and be like, and I go into the woods and like fuck trees, which amazes me still that I didn't like permanently damage something, because I don't know how that works, but I have very distinct memories of fucking trees, so I fuck some trees. So anyway, you fuck trees, you fuck lots of stuff, and then one day, out of fucking nowhere, all this stuff comes out. And like, I'll be honest with you, I thought that it was my soul. Right? Because I had always had the distinct kind of feeling that maybe what I was doing wasn't, you know, really good, maybe a little frowned upon. I didn't see other people fucking trees and living room furniture, so I assumed that I was doing something wrong. And then, I mean, obviously back then I believed in the soul, and I assumed that the soul was this kind of vaguely off-colored white thing that was in my body. So I put two and two together and was like, shit, my soul just came out. And this wasn't like in the forest. This was at like 2 in the morning in my bed, where that usually takes place. So that happens, and I'm like freaking out, like I'm losing my shit. I think about, like, first thing I'm like, oh, should I call the police? And I'm like, what the hell am I gonna, you know, there's no story that adds up there. I was like, should I tell my parents? No, that's equally horrible. So I just kind of sit there and like, my soul's out of my body, I'm freaking the shit out. And you know, you panic for a while, you can't really do anything. So eventually you calm down, and then, you know, you wipe it off, right? But I didn't like throw it in the trash, because it's my soul. I'm gonna fuck it up. So I kind of like bundled it up in a little house for it, and like put it behind my bed on my bookshelf, like thinking like, oh, all right, we'll deal with this in the morning. Like tomorrow, this is all gonna, you know. And like I didn't know, like, can I put it back in? Like, how is there some surgical thing, like stuffing it? You know, I don't know. It doesn't work. So you know, you calm down. You know, looking around. Like, oh shit, okay, fucked up. My soul is out of my body. All right, I'm soulless, but I mean I'm still alive, so that's okay. All right. All right, calm down. I'll deal with it tomorrow. And that is the rest of a man's life. Now I'm educated.